Hello, this is our current events video 1, presented by me, Owen Godstein, and my partner, Caden Miller. So starting off, why is sports a cartel? So first, we have to see or define what a cartel is. So in essence, a cartel is any group or organization that restricts free competition against them, makes fixed prices that they create, and limit the amount of product or service being created that they can offer. Now, when it comes to a sports cartel, this would refer to the big leagues or governing bodies, and this can refer to any professional sports league or independent body. They restrict the rules of the game, they control how much the players get paid, and control the distribution of how their games can be watched or viewed or listened to. An current event of this is an example of when the Professional Tennis Players Association went against the main tennis governing bodies that exist, such as the ATP, WTA, and ITF. The PTPA is led by Novak Djokovic, and he filed a lawsuit claiming that these other tennis organizations coordinated to restrict tournaments outside of theirs that they offered, suppress the amount that the players could make, and could control the rankings and have some kind of say when it came to how the players were ranked. And this is an example of a cartel because it shows multiple governing bodies working together to restrict the competition and control the market of tennis for their own benefit. Secondly, I'm going to talk about a red ocean versus a blue ocean. So when talking about the red ocean strategy, this refers to an already existing market space where it is super saturated and really hard to compete, especially as a new company or service trying to enter your way into the market. You have to fight for every piece of market share that you have, and this can subsequently lead to price wars to win over consumers, because at the end of the day, consumers will pay for the cheaper product. The blue ocean strategy, however, is where you can create an entirely new market space of your own by having no existing competition to go against and creating a never-before-seen service or product. This will create a new demand, and with no one else to supply it but you'll be able to do this and have an easier time selling rather than dealing with super saturated markets. And a current event of this, or an example, is how the WNBA is expanding into new cities such as Detroit, Cleveland, and Philadelphia. When it comes to the red ocean aspect of this, the WNBA has become increasingly competitive over the past couple years, drawing more media attention to them. With all the new existing teams that have been scrambling for all of these media rights and sponsorships, having the blue ocean aspect, the new teams are in these new cities that have the chance to create new fan markets. This will allow for more sponsorship opportunities and new fan bases for these teams. By growing the league, it helps to a certain degree combat the issues of competing in such a oversaturated market for all of these different necessities.
Primary stakeholders are the individuals or groups that are directly impacted by the choices and actions of a sports team, league, or organization. This includes athletes, coaches, fans, team owners, and sponsors, and anyone who has a personal or financial interest in the outcomes. The current event. A recent example of this is the change in ownership of the Indianapolis Colts. Jim Irsay has officially handed over control of the team to his daughters, particularly Carly Irsay Gordon, who is now taking a major role in making decisions. This change will affect everyone involved. Players and coaches might notice new ways of leading. Fans can see different priorities or ways of communicating from the front office. And even league partners and sponsors will feel the effects of this generational change in ownership. Substitution. Substitution occurs when fans or customers change from one team, league, or product to another that offers them similar value or satisfaction. When this happens frequently, the original team or league begins to lose its edge or competitive advantage because people discover something else they enjoy just as much or even more. Current event. A good example of substitution in sports is when ESPN launched its own streaming service called ESPN Unlimited in August 2025. This service lets viewers watch all of ESPN's content directly without needing a regular cable or satellite subscription. Fans who used to depend on cable to see ESPN can now pick the streaming option instead. This change is a great example of substitution because it offers consumers a different way to get the same content, which lessens the edge that cable companies used to have. In simpler terms, ESPN's new streaming service lets viewers swap the old way of watching sports content for a new, more flexible choice, showing how substitution can weaken a traditional competitive advantage.